This morning, the U.S. Coast Guard is celebrating a massive drug bust off the coast of Central and South America. It's part of an historic year in the battle. Investigators say about 80% of the cocaine smuggled into this country is brought up the Pacific coast, packed in small boats and even submarines. Carter Evans gets a look at the big haul. He's at the Coast Guard base in San Pedro, California. Carter, good morning.
Good morning. The Coast Guard just delivered more than 25 tons of confiscated cocaine to DEA agents waiting here on shore, and the head of the agency told us if he had additional ships available, he could intercept even more.
We traveled by boat to the Coast Guard cutter Bertov, 7 miles off the coast of San Diego. On board, we found dozens of pallets piled high with 50,000 pounds of cocaine. The Coast Guard crew spent the last 3 months chasing down drug smuggling boats off the coast of Central and South America, including this makeshift submarine. The boarding team pried open the hatch and found more than $200 million of cocaine stashed inside.
And the more resources we can apply, the more we can stop, absolutely.
Laura Collins is captain of the Coast Guard cutter.
What's it like when you get that intel and all of a sudden you get eyes on one of those semi-submersibles?
It's thrilling. I mean, it's just completely exciting. It's exactly what we train for. It's exactly why we wear the uniform. So it's kind of like everything coming together. It feels great.
This video from the Coast Guard shows the cramped quarters inside a drug sub. Every space is packed with as much cocaine as possible.
This is what $750 million worth of cocaine looks like, and that's just wholesale value. On the street, it's worth a lot more.
It's been a record year for the Coast Guard. Working with the military and U.S. Customs, they've seized more cocaine in the Pacific than the last 3 years combined. Commandant Paul Zunkuft says the reason it's smuggled is simple economics.
When you look at the business case of what it takes to produce 1 kilo of cocaine, about $2,000 in Colombia. That same kilo sells for $25,000 here in the United States.
Afuera! Afuera! When the smugglers are caught, the Coast Guard says they rarely put up a fight, and so far they've arrested nearly 700 of them.
Well, most of the cocaine and smugglers actually are going to be prosecuted here in the U.S. As for the cocaine, some is going to be kept for evidence. The rest will be incinerated at a secret location. It is a tremendous amount of cocaine, Gail, but the Coast Guard still estimates that it's only catching about 30% of what's out there.
Okay, but that's a really big catch. Thank you very much, Carter.